the sax. No, 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 no. Hey, what up, Harry? I was gonna go run here in a minute, but my watch is charging, so I'm figure I'm gonna be playing guitar anyway. Might as well jump on here and chit chat. I was listening to your live the whole day. The whole time I was power washing. I wanted to talk so bad. I'm just like, I gotta finish power. You can't do both. Man, my forearms, you wouldn't believe. Sorry, AC/DC is really hard on the acoustic guitar. So much easier on electric. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hemlock Lady, I've seen you join in a lot recently. What's your first name? I, for some reason, don't know. Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Just like Harry, I just want grabbing a few hours here and there. I'm way behind. I've only got like 1,000 hours. I never really think about it. I just put out videos that I think will help everybody, and I don't know. You ever see the video of those guys that ride up on the lawnmower? They play that song like the banjos. Yes. Yeah, I love that. I don't know. He's a good singer too. Yeah, I'm a bluegrass guy, so of course. It's pretty good. I mean, that guy is ripping it on the guitar, on that little whatever you call it. You call it guitar. Yeah, I love those kind of videos. I mean, I've been thinking about doing a lot more guitar, having just a second channel. That's what actually one of the things I planned on doing before this. Actually, was having a show where I just basically show people how to do guitar, because a lot of people show you how to do guitar of like upper stuff. They don't show you like the beginnings, and if you get a good beginning, the other stuff comes pretty easy. You can do it yourself, but that beginning is really tough. Just like the YouTube. Hey, there's a lot of people in here. Thanks, Lone Star Picker. Appreciate you. Twilight Huntress. I don't know if I know that name. Thanks for joining, Adam. Appreciate you. Abby the Spoon Lady. She's amazing. I love that kind of stuff. Any kind of music. I grew up with my parents playing records. I was lucky. I remember when I got to middle school, I went to a new school, and I remember talking to it. I was like, yeah, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, and Black Dog. And they're like, huh? Led Zeppelin? I'm like, you don't know who Led Zeppelin is? Pink Floyd? You know Pink Floyd then, right? Pink Floyd. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with everybody? No one knows Pink Floyd? I was fascinated. So I was lucky. My parents were music freaks, and they passed it along. And yeah. I like picking bluegrass too. I like playing the mandolin. It's a lot of fun. I talked to my teacher. We've taken off the last 4 or 5 months. And I was talking to him the other day, and he's going to start bringing in people privately, and I'm going to advance it. I'm going to start doing some bluegrass and the guitar, start doing some singing, and then who knows? But I want to just start. I love learning new things. I feel like if I'm not learning something new, I feel like I don't know. Some people just say blow one thing out. I like to blow them all out. Sorry, record crate. I'm going to show some 45s here in a second. Thanks for everybody joining. You know, a lot of us getting 1,000 subscribers and then trying to get some of your hours to get to that point where you can get super chats and things like that would be, you know, nice, because it's a lot of work doing YouTube, but it's fun. I do it because I want to help people out. You know, and then we glean so much information from each other. Hey, Funky, man, your auction the other day, Funky, that was insane. I was supposed to be working, and I usually just will listen to it, but I had to watch. I mean, Aliens, all those movie shirts were just awesome. I don't know. I don't have my thing up here. I don't know if I have it. If anybody wants to throw up Funky Fluffies and Record Crate, if you could throw up their links, those are two channels you got to be in, because they're up there a lot. And Funky brings in people from other they want to do auctions, and he kind of moderates it. Some guy had 32 original movie shirts that were from. He went to the openings, and like a lot of them you couldn't. They were special too back then, and it was amazing. He had a Friday the 13th that was just so sick. I mean, it was just ridiculous. One was Jason that was glow in the dark, and he said the actor that played Jason actually gave it to him or something crazy. You playing in a thong? Yeah. It was funny because I said that, and then I had to go power wash. So I had for an hour I got to listen to everybody talk about it, and I couldn't say anything back. So I'm just listening. I laughed the whole time. Oh yeah, Funky. That comes, but you just want to get good ones. Don't go to like Pusa Studios. Don't do that kind of stuff, because in the algorithm you'll see it in your stuff. It'll show how many people are subscribed, but it shows how many people are got the notifications on for you. And if you have that number real high, YouTube will promote you more. So don't go out and get that cheap crap. And especially, they're not going to come back and watch anyway. So there's not really that much of a point, because once you get monetized, you have to have people watch. That's how you get the money. So you don't fake it. I mean, you know what I mean. You're not. I'm just saying, don't go out there and do that, because that's kind of, you know, I probably have 200 or 300 subscribers that are not going to ever watch, and they just joined because they wanted me to join them. A lot of times I didn't, but I like going to those places to find people like Record Crate. You may not know that there's a community out there like Record Crate that's pretty awesome, you know, and it goes right into reselling. The funk. Yeah, just make sure you're promoting those, pop-up auctions. People will, if they see that, they'll be working here in the States, they'll put their earbud in, and then they could jump in and do it. But if they're not looking for something to find, really promoting it like West Side, that's smart. They promote for like a week. And if you're a pirate, if you're pirate auctions or something, you're going every day. But something like that one, I'm just glad you had a bunch of good people in there that bid that high. But he just kept adding stuff because it kept getting higher. It was a lot of fun. That's one of those lives that you actually want to go back and watch. Yeah, everybody needs to join Record Crate. He's growing quick, and because he's just got such good info. I mean, it's just like anything with reselling. It's the obscure stuff that is worth good money. Like my buddy sold a Monkeys album the other day on eBay for like $150, and he had 2 of them. So he just used it to buy more albums. But it's good to know that stuff, so you don't sell it for $10 on eBay, because you just, that same way with video games. It's that stuff that didn't get mass produced that's worth a lot of money, because there's collectors out there, they want to complete their set. And so I had one the other day, I know I screwed up. I put it out for $9.95, and it was sold within, when it sells within a half an hour, you messed up. But the comps all said that I was giving it about $1 or $2 more than the comps. But that doesn't mean anything. That means they were selling it wrong too sometimes. And so that's, make your own comps. I've heard that before, and I think that's true, because it was a GameCube, and it was like freestyle skateboarding. I still only I paid like 50 cents for it, and it sold for $9.95. Sold fast. I guess it's good, but anyway, I guess in a way too, it goes to someone that's a collector that appreciates it. So you got to appreciate that. My version. It's not like it's not the Beatles. It's the Beatles, but it's not how they play it. I like to do it my own way. Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. Of course, Jennifer's up here throw in Record Crate and Funky. Everybody needs to subscribe. If they're not subscribed to me too, make sure you subscribe to me and put your notifications on, because that helps the algorithm. And just ignore me if you don't like it. Just pass by, but please put the bell Yeah, they knock you off on subscriptions sometimes, and I don't know. I try to make sure it just sucks. They took away that three. I was growing really pretty good, steady pace, and they took away those 3 dots, and that's when I stopped stopped growing. It made it hard for everybody to do that. I've heard someone say that you can use the Chrome extension and make it easier. I don't know. But they say if you don't watch them for a while, they make you unsub. I don't know. I guess it makes sense because I've seen some people have like 10,000 subs and they get like 40 or 50 people watching. I'm like, what? How is that possible? And they have either fake subs, bots, or they're people that just were on YouTube that stopped watching, that don't watch anymore, that still have it going. I guess I don't know. See, yeah, that's what I've heard. So other people say that it messes up your computer. So I'm like, I don't. Last thing I want to do, right? Yeah, I know. I really appreciate that, Jennifer. You've helped a lot of people out, and we don't overlook that. Ah, Kevin's in here. Nice. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I need to order some Grateful Dead and the Dave Matthews and the another Enemin before they're all gone. Yeah, I love Record Crates info on the records. I got some great knowledge just today, even about my 78s that I have, and I'll go back through there and look at some jazz. But the jazz is what I want to keep, So that's the only the good stuff to sell is the stuff I want to keep. I got some good 45's yesterday. I went to, you get pretty good at like even the garage sales. I kind of get choosy about this stuff anymore because I have such good inventory and I rarely go to Goodwill unless I'm just bored and I have nothing else to do and I'm close to it. But I was on the yard sale treasure map and they said, there's a church rummage sale. And I'm like, ooh, we don't get those very often around here. And even though we have a lot of churches, we just don't, I don't know. And so I went there at 8 o'clock and they opened at 8, but they had opened Friday. So it was a Saturday. So they've been open for a day. So I'm hoping because it said vinyl, records, 45, CDs, DVDs, something else, VHS. And I was like, ooh, maybe they have something. Usually 45s, the obscure stuff they don't think's worth anything. Might be. Anyway, went up there. I started going through it. It was this whole box. Whole box here full. And then these here. And I started going through them and I was only putting back like 2 out of every 10. Finally, I just went up to them. I go, how much for the whole box? And I kind of looked at each other and I'm like, I just walked away. I was like, well, I'll just keep looking. You guys talk. And I can hear him talking like 25. I don't know. What do you think? I'm like, it was just kind of funny. And I go, I just don't want to count them. She goes, well, how many are there? I go, I don't really want to count them. That's why I always want to take them all. I just don't want to waste my time. I'd rather just take them all and figure it out later. And they're like, And she came up to me. She goes, how does 15 sound? I'm like, $15? I'm like, sounds great, because I know there's, I don't know. It's got to be 100. Sorry, catch up with the chat. I'm sorry. If you can, share Commonwealth Picker. Everybody that's a reseller needs to be following him for the bolos. Here's Peter Townsend. Let My Love Open the Door. Record crate. And I Moved is the B-side. Quiet Riot. Come On, Feel the Noise. It's an interesting label. Passive. I don't know what that is. And Run for Cover on the back. Duran Duran. New Religion, but The Reflex. The Reflex. And Fat Boys. Wipeout. I had a friend in high school that was so good at the drums, and he would play Wipeout every. I need to share this actually. He would play Wipeout every halftime show at the basketball games, and he had it set up in the stands, and we weren't good at basketball, so there was no reason to. He wasn't in the way, and so the other team's crowd would come over and like root him on because he'd play Wipeout better than the Wipeout. It was unbelievable. Let me share this. Some of my friends on Facebook might want to see this. I know how to work. I don't know how to work it. Technology. I know how to play baseball. That's what. Shared Facebook. I miss baseball. Swing on by. Talks amongst yourselves. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. All this for $15. I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. I love that. Substitute on the B side. I'll catch up with the chat here. I'm bad at this. Yeah, Adam knows. Yeah. I appreciate it. I'll get that money and get that to the kids. These cassette holders are awesome. Hard to find. Yeah, I like his setup behind him. Beach Boys medley. I don't know what that is. Mono. God only knows. That's pretty cool. I love Beach Boys. Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. Twist and Shouts on the other side. Huh. Village People, Macho Man. Key West on the B side. Foreigner, I Need You. And as cold as ice. And I like the Motown stuff. Diana Ross, Upside Down. Friend to Friend on the B side. Blondie, Rapture. Walk Like Me. Don't know. Oh, The Cars. No, that's just the name of it. Gary Newman. I don't know that guy. Men Without Hats, Living in China. And the Safety Dance. Who didn't like the Safety Dance? I can't wait to listen to it. That's a Slade song. Harry knows a lot about music. Don't let him sell you short. He likes going in those. I like it too. Just having those music trivia nights, just because I like gaining new information. I don't care. I rarely know much. I like learning something new. Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone. I'm going to do it right. The Righteous Brothers, Rock and Roll Heaven. I Just Want to Be Me. The Police, Flexible Strategies, Spirits in the Material World. I don't know those. Billy Joel, Careless Talk, and Uptown Girl. ABBA, Take a Chance on Me. Take a chance on me. The Police, Someone to Talk to, and King of Pain. I like that song. Billy Joel, Tell Her About It. Easy Money. Stevie Wonder. I like pretty much anything. He's Mr. Know-It-All. Sir Duke. Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. My mom had that LP when we were kids. My grandma loves some Dolly Parton. I guess I have this tilted really bad. The Everly Brothers. Should we tell him? And Little Girl Mine. The Beatles movie medley. I don't know. Huh. The Beatles movie medley. I don't know much about that. I'm Happy Just to Dance with You. And this just has like, I guess, like a remix of Magical Mystery Tour, All You Need Is Love. You've Got to Ride Your Love. I don't know. That's interesting. Record Crate might know anything about that. Hi, Alexis. Thanks for joining. Can you see that police again? Which one? I'm sorry. The flexible. My dog's dreaming here. Ah, good night. Doing everything backwards here. I think that was. Here's the other police. Yeah, if Record Crate, if you notice anything you're like, and for your personal collection, just give me a shout. I just cheap. Billy Joel, tell her about it. Easy money. I guess I did that one. Summer Nights by John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. You're the one that I want. Do wanna. Night Fever by the Bee Gees. Down the Road. Cool in the Gang, Celebration. Heck yeah. That one's cool. Yeah. And they look pretty good. There's not really any scratches. And I asked her, I go, where do they come from? They pointed over to some people over to the corner that was working it. And they weren't really paying much attention to me. They looked like they were 75 or 80, you know. It was cool. She was the woman was doing like exercises with the TV and was like exercising while they were working. She was like 75. I'm like, well, that's why she still looks good. And Chariots of Fire. I love that when I was a kid. My parents took me to that movie. I was like, this is gonna be awful. And then the music, I was like, okay. The music was always made me could handle. It's like Back to the Future when I was a kid. The power of love. I'm like, it's kind of an upbeat. It was kind of different than how a lot of things were at the time. Queen, Don't Try Suicide. Another One Bites the Dust. That's a personal collection one. Paul McCartney, Rain Clouds. And then Ebony and Ivory. That's pretty sweet. Village People, Manhattan Woman. In the Navy. Bonnie Tyler, Straight from the Heart, and Total Eclipse of the Heart. I heard that. We used to listen to that song. That was like the makeout song. Men at Work, Down Under, Crazy. Mr. Bojangles by Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I love that one. Diana Ross, I Think I'm in Love. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Stevie Wonder, Master Blaster. Two Hip Chicks, thanks for joining. Yeah, the 80s collection. Some of this is 70s too. The Alan Parsons Project. Thanks for joining, Kent. The Gold Bug and Time. Blondie, Heart of Glass. Michael Jackson, Beat It. Get on the Floor. I love that. I like Little Michael. Herman's Hermits, There's a Kind of Hush. No Milk Today. Aquarius. Yeah. Easy. Shh. Grand Funk Railroad. The Locomotion. Band-Aid, Feed the World. Do they know it's Christmas? Frank Sinatra, Talk to Me, Baby. Main theme from the Cardinal. Four Tops, I Got a Feeling. Bernadette. Waylon Jennings, Come With Me. Theme from the Dukes of Hazzard. That might go for huge money right now. Smokey Robinson, I Second That Emotion. You Must Be Love. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Grand Funk. Yeah, I agree. Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Paradox. Roberta Flack. Killing Me Softly with his song. Credence. Clearwater. Clearwater. Uh, Down on the Corner. And Fortunate Son. That's one of those great 45s that both sides are awesome. Beach Boys. Come Go With Me. Don't Go Near the Water. Simon and Garfunkel. Bridge Over Troubled Water. Keep the Customer Satisfied. Lionel Richie. All Night Long. All Night. And Wandering Stranger. That's just that's a third, no, a sixth of how many were in there. And these were the best ones, I think. There were still some other good ones in there, but that's just some of them. I thought they were pretty good. And then I got another one that was $25 for 112. And some of these had the original To All the Girls I've Loved Before. Thought that was funny. 1984. Hard Rock Cafe shirt on. Ray Charles. Seven Spanish Angels with Willie Nelson. I love that song. Jefferson Starship, Count on Me. Show Yourself. Deep Purple. Nino Tempo. I've been carrying a torch for you. I don't know. Bee Gees. They love the Bee Gees around here. I don't know. I can't stand. And he was a good singer, but Commodores, Look What You've Done to Me. 3 times a lady. Once, twice. This one had Eagles. I can't tell you why. And they had 2 of the same ones. So that'll be a sale in the record crate. Eagles, The Long Run, and the Disco Strangler. So there was some good ones in this one, and just enough to make it's $25. Jerry Reed, The Preacher and the Bear, Amos. He was a great guitarist. Dolly Parton, God Won't Get You. And on the B side is Dolly Parton with Sylvester Stallone. Sweet Lovin' Friends. That can't be good, right? That can't be. Is this from Rhinestone Cowboy or something? Oh, good Lord. Willie Nelson, It Wouldn't Cross the Street. Forgiving You Was Easy. Jesse Coulter. Played with Willie Nelson. Waylon Jennings. I may be used, but I ain't used up. I like Waylon Jennings. He's good. Another Diana Ross, Upside Down. Bob Seger, Still the Same. Feel Like a Number. Eric Clapton, Wonderful Tonight. That's not a bad one. Andy Gibbs, Bee Gees, Staying Alive. Harry Chapin, Cats in the Cradle. That's a cool label. Record crate, Adam. Oak Ridge Boys, Heart, Straight On. That's cool. I like the labels that have like psych, as Adam would say, psych pictures. It makes it look cool. Those are just, I don't know. There was a bunch more. A lot of it was stuff I wouldn't buy, but I'll probably put it in my antique mall and just lot it up and say $10 for 20 or something and still get money, good money out of it. Yeah. 45 envy. That's good. Record crate, are you going on tonight? You do anything? Usually do something. Lurking and working, yeah. I'm just charging my watch so I can go run and keep track of how far I run. So I figure I'd just come on. Why not? Grand Funk. Thanks for everybody for joining today. I just thought I'd come in for an Unpromptu Live, and Sunday's a good time to do it. People are kind of doing nothing, chilling. I've been trying to do this new Zeppelin song, and it is it's tough. I'm gonna see if anybody can recognize it. I'm still working on it. If the sun refuses to shine, that's a hard one. Jimmy Page, man. Talk about sell your soul to the devil. It's called Thank You by Led Zeppelin. If the sun refused to shine, I'd still be loving you. This is one of my favorites, Led Zeppelin 2. It doesn't get, everybody always talks about Led Zeppelin 4. I'm like, most of the early stuff is always better. Even like Pink Floyd, it seemed like to me. Although they lasted a lot longer, they kept changing. They kept evolving. They didn't play the same thing over and over again, which most bands get stuck in what sounds good for them, and they stay unique in it, and kind of boring. It's such a hard one. It's so beautiful. There's still a lot more to go. That's just the beginning. It's kind of like Dave. He's just so crazy how, number 41. Little Dave Matthews, number 41. He's crazy. He's always 4 frets. My hand is very, very strong because of Dave Matthews. I started doing pull-ups just so I could do that freaking thing. He's no wonder he sounds so different. And yes, there's Kent gonna tell me about how I'm not straight. Can't you? I love that song. That's a good one to learn. How'd that go? It's been a while. It's been a while. I think I'm out of tune here. I know I'm out of tune. Well, thanks, Nanatink. I appreciate you. I like your lives, and I like your your sales with uh, oh my god, why am I blanking? Victoria. Good Lord. I watch every morning. Blah. I can remember a stupid chord progression from 4 months ago I haven't played, but I can't remember her name. So weird. I'll really drive people off now. Hey, what's up, man? It's been a while. That is called Soldier's Joy. Now it was made by this supposedly by the soldiers around the campfire, and it's whenever they got their paycheck, because a lot of times they weren't even paid, even though they were fighting, and it was "Oh Soldier's Joy" when you got that. But it was actually really supposedly slang for getting the what is it? Whatever they gave you, they shoot you with. They were heroin, not heroin, but whatever it was back then, and they it was like slang for shooting intravenously the drug of choice back then. What was that? Oh, doesn't matter. That's called Jerusalem Ridge. I love that one. I don't know, something about it. I like that slide. Boom, 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 it's just fun. It helps my guitar, and the mandolin was made for classical music to counterbalance a violin, and they needed something that projected like the violin did, but was a plucking instrument. So, instead of the long sound, so it's more of a choppy sound. And that's why there's two strings on each. You see, there's two strings. It's mainly just to make it louder, because they needed to sound loud in an orchestra. But of course, bluegrass took it, and bluegrass is supposedly the only really American music that's true to America. But that's from bluegrass people that tell you that. Thanks for everybody that joined and watching my 45's to see what I got here. There was some pretty good stuff in there. Swingtown by Steve Miller Band, even. Smokey Robinson. I like this one. We Got the Beat by the Go-Go's. That was a great song. God, they were hot. Elton John Band, Philadelphia Freedom. And I think it's interesting on the back. It says, I saw her standing there featuring John Lennon. John Lennon, it says John Lennon, Paul McCartney, like they wrote it. I don't remember that song. But Elton John with Paul McCartney and John Lennon. I think I need to check it out. KC and the Sunshine Band, Please Don't Go. I bet you didn't know that. Hot Blooded, check it and see. Twinkle Toes by Roy Orbison. Record Crate, what does the punch out mean there? I know you will know. It's like DJ or something. Billy Joel, it's still rock and roll, but I like it. Yes, I do. Through the Long Night. No, it's still rock and roll to me. Still rock and roll to me. Jim Croce, Hard Time Losing Man and Time in a Bottle. But it's got the old chunk out of it there. Air Supply, the one that you love. My parents listen to way too much Air Supply. It's the only thing I kind of judge them on. I want to give it all. They're obviously talented, but we weren't sailing. So Funky Town, All Night Dancing. Nat King Cole, one of my favorites. Sam Cooke and Nat King Cole. Mona Lisa and Too Young. I love him. Reggae Kinda Way. I know some old reggae stuff goes for good money. Paul Davis. Bang Records. What do you know about that record crate, Adam? I Go Crazy. Out of Atlanta, Georgia. 1976, the year I was born. Eric Clapton and his band. Promises. Watch Out for Lucy. And I have, out of all those 200 and something I got, I need to count them. There's only one that was bad, real bad, and it was warped, like I melted. And it was Eric Clapton, Cocaine, which would have been a good one to have. Such an iconic song. What year is this? 1980. Oh, well. I guess you have it for the label. Not bad. All for that $40, and that's only not even a quarter of what I have. Yeah, no, that would have been a good one for sure. Yacht Rock. Yeah, that's how I feel about Air Supply. I'm like, but we're not sailing, and we're not sailing away. And Christopher Cross, my parents listen to a lot of. He was better than Air Supply. He wasn't their singer, was he? Sounded similar. uh, that's good stuff. Hold that record. Go-Go's record of the light and see what color. I probably lost it in here. Hold it up to the light and see what color. I don't know. It looks green, maybe? I think it's just black. I don't know. I think the label's kind of neat. IRS. What's it stand for? International Record Syndicate. It's got someone's name on it too. Michelle. Doesn't make it very mint. Not real minty. Root beer color. Interesting. So it makes them worth a little bit more, or just some collectors kind of like them here and there? It's good. Man, such good information. Thanks, Adam. You don't realize how, for the reseller community, I mean, we've been running across records for so long, and we just go, they're heavy, especially like those 78s. But I decided to just grab them. I've got so many 78s. It's ridiculous. Literally over 1,000. They're just taking up room. And they're 3 times as heavy as vinyl. You said Stacks, STAX, and another label were really rare. Start with an F. I haven't seen any of those, obviously. And the ones I've been looking through. Better quality vinyl. Um, how do you know if it's like pressed somewhere else, another place? And can you decipher all the sketch? They always have that sketched in there. Can you decipher that? Do you actually read that? Or is that just from the company for their own? I thought this label was kind of neat, the Caterpillar one. Harry Chapin. My dad loved that freaking song. Cats in the Cradle, because his dad was, yeah. Stacks. Well, Nana, well, you put them in your auction, and people like us, we'll clean them. We'll feel like we're getting a better price. Yeah, I'll just have to clean them. Record Crate, do you have a video on how to clean properly without messing up the labels and stuff, like in the grooves? And I know I've heard you talk about it once. I don't know if you have one or not. If you do, you can throw it up. I guess you're probably not moderated. Because I think you said Dawn soap, water, and vinegar. Was it wood glue? Yes, I bet that does work really good on the pores. Makes it play faster, better quality. Oh, records are okay. Well, I probably need to go. I need to go do my running. Thanks for joining, everybody. Giving me a couple hours worth of view time. Could entertain you for just a second at least. You must be very bored. Thank you. I've been trying to join Harry's. He's real close to 4,000. Get that done out of the way, and he won't worry about it anymore. And he'll just be more himself. And I don't know if he don't have to talk about much of anything. He's just fun. Well, Record Crate, are you going on tonight? Um, I need to make you a moderator. I don't have that. Do it for I can't do it in StreamYard. At least I don't think I can. I've tried before. Yeah, it puts block. It just says block user. Anyway, I'll try to do that. I'm close. I'm silly. It's true. I mean, it's just. I mean, I like watching your hikes and stuff. I liked. So, and I like your new intro. I think you need to stick with it for a little bit. Maybe change it a little bit, but not much. And I think it's good. Props to your boy. Maybe you can make me one that I use every once in a while. I'm the only one that likes my intros, but hey, I don't care. I kind of just want to do my own thing anyway. Oh, records. Oh, my five. I didn't do the 500 sub contest. Crap. $5. That's about the cheapest. That's about as good as you can get right there. Yeah, I need to put him as a moderator. 8 p.m. Yeah, everybody join Record Crate. He's got some. I mean, you got to be ready and type. You got to type fast. He's got an interesting system how to do it, and I don't know, Nana. When I start doing StreamYard, there's not that moderator thing there, and I never go into YouTube because it messes up the. I always forget about it now. Just say it. Yeah, 5,000 hours. Yeah, you'll get those subs pretty quick. Like I said earlier, you just want to get good subs, the ones that really want to watch your videos. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money when you get to 1,000 subs if no one's watching. You know what I mean? Um, you'll still have to get to like 10,000 subscribers to start getting 1,000 views per video, because you almost got to get 1,000 views per video, and then put out about 30 of them to get over $100. So it's a grind, really. But that's why I think if you just focus on putting up the good info, all that stuff will happen. Too many people worry about that and stress and then push and then end up quitting because they didn't really want to do YouTube. They were just wanting to make money. And it's the people that really want to give their information. Um, you get paid for your information eventually. You just got to keep pushing at it. Most all the greats gave away their information for free for a while. Their talents. Steven Spielberg was that way, and I know a lot of people like that. Yeah, record create. One of the best ways to get more subs is to do some live collaborations, and someone on the same level as you, between 500 and 1,000, someone like me, and do some lives together, and then switch channels back and forth, and then that way you're grabbing some of my subs and I'm grabbing some of yours, and then YouTube will promote it too if so hey, thanks Tracy, thanks for joining. So I think that's the best way for you to get subs. You got great info, people just haven't found you yet, and people are kind of sitting inside listening to music more often than they have, and they'd rather not give their money to the big A either. They'd rather give their money to you, that know that they're paying a crap ton of money for rent and stuff. I'm sure you live in Carolina, so I'm sure it's expensive here, so I can't imagine in Carolina. Forget you will not. Yeah, I agree, Harry. I remember thinking back, I started watching you about a year ago, and you know, you were mainly talking about glass, sea glass, um, insulators and Coleman's, and now you're like trucker hat. You're at least thinking all these other things now, and you now do, and then you've utilized Facebook Marketplace really well. Um, I've started buying on Facebook Marketplace because it's all those people that don't want to ship something on eBay, and so they'd rather just, like, I got those records the other day for $25. I met her and she's like, hey, I'm trying to clean out and get some money, and she pulls up in a Camaro that's like $50,000 car. I'm like, okay, you know. Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to be kind. I'm just being honest. Honestly, you got some good info, and plus, you need to get with other record guys that, and which you already do. That like my buddy, he's been he's been that guy since when I knew him in year 2000. He got so mad about the Napster thing, mainly because he loved to buy the album and then read the lyrics, read everybody who was collaborated. He wanted to know everything about it, and so he was the original guy. You wouldn't believe how much his his collection now is insane, and he had tons of CDs too. But he's the kind of guy that, like, anything in the Rolling Stone or anything on the radio, he basically won't listen to. So he liked Bell and Sebastian and Pavement, and like, he would only listen to Sid Barrett, Pink Floyd for a long time, stuff like that. And so he's kind of that really eclectic. And he knows a lot about. I keep trying to get him to come up on here and do stuff, but he's comfortable in his own little. He just loves. every night he goes home, plays records all night, and that's just his passion. It's kind of like our Henry Rollins. He's like that. He's got like a what is it, like $50,000 stereo system unit that's just for his records. And every time he flips one over, he has to do pull-ups or push-ups. Hey, Mountain Man. I got Mountain Man going a little bit. Got him comfortable with getting in front of the people, and then he went on to Dom, no, Don, the auction professor. No, not the auction professor, but the guy with the comic books. Dom, I think he's good, and got he blew up. Mountain Man's got some good info. He does a lot of good overseas sales. He's got a lot of good info on that stuff. So if you're not subscribed to Mountain Man, you need to be if you're a reseller. Hot Wheels, yeah, Hot Wheels too. I forgot. And creepy dolls. That's true. I agree. Hats, blank videotapes, oversized underwear. Yeah, yeah. Matt, part-time picker, picks up uh, vintage diapers, and people buy them to collect. Vintage diapers? Like, I don't even know what to say. I've got all this Avon cologne from like the 70s. I don't know if it's worth anything. I got it so cheap. I was like, okay, it's probably worth something. Yeah, I don't put money into a car. I paid my truck off like 4 years ago, and I'm like, yes. Everybody else is like, yeah, get another car. I'm like, no, this is awesome. No payment. I love my Chevy truck, but I use it to make money. So you saw Pavement live. Pavement was one of the most underrated bands in the '90s. They were so good. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy their albums. Yeah, they're really good. And then he went solo, and I didn't really like it. Packing some overseas now. I haven't had an overseas sale in so long, ever since this stuff happened. I don't think I've had one, but I have everything GSP pretty much. I think everybody went away from buying anything on GSP, so I need to take that off. Most Avon is crap. Oh, that's funny. Pavement Live, bastard. I saw Tool live once, and you didn't need to have alcohol, pot, any kind of drug. You you didn't need mushrooms. You felt like you were tripping. It was the craziest experience. It was like you were in their video, like you were really in it, because they had like the real, those claymation stuff they had in the videos, and they had like it was the tour where it was the videos where they had like the guy bent over and he was just flopping his hands up and he was naked, just doing this. They had one of those guys, two of them, I think, on the stage doing that while they're performing. And I'm sure they had pantyhose on, but they were naked from a distance, walking around doing that while they're playing their songs. They had two guys hanging from their hands from ropes, naked, just in the background, just slowly. And I don't think they were naked. I think they had pantyhose on, but they looked, from a distance, like I said. They're just sitting there hanging slowly with like masks on or something. And then in the background was two video boards with their claymation video, just like their videos going. And then Tool Live is it was crazy. I was sober and remember thinking this. I felt drunk after. I mean, it was crazy. Well worth the money. It was my birthday, so I think it was like $60 back then, back in like 2000. Oh, that's interesting. I bet that sells. I can see that being huh. Ah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome, so yeah, you've seen Tool, yeah. It's I mean, it's like you're in the video, and I'm sure that's what they wanted. I love listening to Maynard talk. He's done 2 interviews on Rogan. They're both good. I was supposed to go running. You guys just kept talking. Tracy running here, Mountain Man. I've been pushing my eBay store, just getting it more and more listings. But every time I do, I sell just about that many. It's a good. It's hard to build because you sell unless you have terrible items. But yeah, tools are so dark, like Pink Floyd, but darker. You know. Um, I like playing some Tool on the guitar. There, of course, he's ridiculous. I've seen some pretty good shows. You know, one of the best shows I've ever seen, Garth Brooks. That guy had fun the entire time. And it was obvious. He was having fun the entire time. There's no place he wanted to be. But he, at one point, they had like a ladder, like one of those ladders. There's just rope, you know. It was kind of off the side, and I don't think you could even. I don't think I even noticed it. It was off the side of the stage, just kind of hanging there. And at one point, he just runs over, grabs it, goes swinging out over the crowd, and then comes back and lands on it. It was just like, what? He was intense. And he came out in a Chiefs uniform, I think a Derek Thomas jersey. So it was in Kansas City. So he came out and we were freaked out. But he's from Oklahoma. So I think he's a Chiefs fan anyway. And so that was a great show. And I was in a fraternity at the time, so it was free. I was actually working at security, and I was the guy sitting at the end of the very bottom of the stairs on the top level. And I got to look over the side and watch it. I had a great view, and I was basically there to tell people to not smoke cigarettes because it was inside. And I smoked cigarettes at the time. I was just looked up there and was like, and most people were smoking pot though. They were, you could just, it just stunk inside that dome. It was funny. I remember thinking, Garth Brooks fans smoke pot. I figured they're just drinkers. It was a fun show, man. He was excellent. I went to a Willie Nelson concert. Dwight Yoakam opened up for him, and I'm not a fan of Dwight Yoakam. I'm sure he's good, you know, but I can't get past the yodeling whine. And I'm sure if I listened to it a while, I'd be fine with it. And I'm sure he's a great songwriter and stuff. But I got that, and then there's a huge storm that came in, and Willie Nelson had to cancel it. And I sat in the rain for like an hour and a half waiting for it to clear, thinking it was going to clear and he was going to come back on. And at the very end, he announced, "Oh, we're canceling." I was like, and that was frustrating because that was the year I picked between Tom Petty and Willie Nelson. And I figured I would be able to see Tom Petty again, but I'd never be able to see Willie Nelson again because who knows if he's ever going to. Wrong, wrong choice on that one. But Tom Petty died like I think a few months after that show, if I remember right. It was a sad story if you ever heard about it. He like broke his hip or his back or something. He was on all his pain meds and he was trying to push through it, and it just probably mixing with alcohol and got him. I have a troll. Oh no. Good. I need the watch hours. Bring some more trolls in. Just don't cuss, please. Thank you. Hey, what's up, brother? I remember one of my first lives, I got trolls. I got so much watch hours. One of my first lives I ever did, I got like 50 watch hours. I remember thinking, oh, this is how to do it because I got raided by a bunch of trolls. But I've never got close to that since. It was that false sense of like, oh, this watch hours, this will be easy. Shoot, I just do a couple lives. uh, Alice Cooper. Oh my lord. I love Alice Cooper. He didn't get enough credit. Like Kiss and all that. Alice Cooper and that guy. Wow. Did I miss something here? Very sad about him. What happened? Yeah, Tom Petty. Yeah, I like Tom Petty. He was, yeah. Don't come around here no more. I love for some reason that song. I don't know, everything about that song. There's some songs with each group. It's just like the Cars. It was with Drive. It was Drive was always just far and away the best song. It seemed like, you know what I mean. It was just like, you study when I study music and play these songs and you play like that. Thank You by Led Zeppelin. It's like, really? How did you come up with that crap? Are you serious? When? How? Like, it's nuts. Uh, it's fascinating. I remember they said that with Keith Richards. He would get drunk. He's the guitarist for the Rolling Stones. He would get drunk, and they got lucky real early because they would record him with those recording tapes back in when they first came out. Because he would get so drunk, he could never remember any of the licks, and so they would record him, and they would play it back for him so he could play it and make it more sense out of it what he was doing, and he would be like, "Oh, that was me. That's good." It's just crazy to think about how many, and then it makes you realize how many great guitar songs were lost to, some about being drunk and on drugs makes you use a part of your brain, I guess, that is weird, a little more creative, but it doesn't, if you keep doing it, it's not going to last. That's pretty obvious from a lot of the people that did it that way. Alice Cooper, he actually bit. If I was 15 and saw that, I would just like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to concerts anymore. This that's a great wow, that's a great trivia question. Wow, I didn't know that. First record was Chris. Huh. Because they've been playing so long they just hadn't put out a record. Hmm. I love the Cars. Um yeah. I got a couple of 45's in there that were the Cars. I remember one of my good friends in high school, we used to listen to mainly the Cars. Makes me think of her. Something about that song Drive. It's just, I think I like the songs that have a lot of change in it, I don't know. Because it changes the sound of it. It's almost like it's like a musical, how it can go up and down so much, and it goes up and down in one song. And it's just, I love that. I love the, I love that style. I don't know. Maybe that's why I like Dave Matthews. And I think everybody kind of don't realize why they like certain music too. You know what I mean? And I realized when I started listening to, I realized real quick when I started playing guitar, um, what songs I liked. It was songs that were created by the guitarist, and then they fill the music in, and you could tell that real quick. And so I realized I liked the songs that had good guitar driven stuff with good lyrics, and that you could hear. And so Beatles, Zeppelin, and uh, Pink Floyd, those were just those. Yeah, that's what I took. That's what I drank up when I was a kid. I was lucky. My parents had. They only had Led Zeppelin 4. They had a couple Pink Floyds, so I was lucky. I wish they would had something other than Led Zeppelin 4, but I'll never forget in high school. I got clear to high school, and I didn't know. Like when I'd hear on the radio, sometimes they wouldn't tell you, or just dumb and you didn't listen. They'd say Led Zeppelin, Over the Hills and Far Away. I didn't know they sang that song. I just assumed it was like the Beatles or someone else. And then when my buddy was like, "No, that's Led Zeppelin," I'm like, "What? There's other albums other than Led Zeppelin 4?" Even though I didn't know it was 4, so it doesn't really say it on there. And I thought that was the only album they had. And then when I found out they had more music, I'm like, oh. Yeah. Uh, yeah. And of course, if you get into Led Zeppelin, you like all their other stuff more than that one. That's just crazy. Yeah, I love Dave Matthews. I grew up with it. I had a girlfriend that we loved going to the concerts, and then our friends all did it. So we made it kind of a thing every year, and sometimes you go 2 or 3 times in a year. And I've been in the second row, and I've been at the fourth row at the Gorge. The Gorge, boy, if you're out on the West Coast and you haven't been to the Gorge, that's a venue you got to see. That was unbelievable. It's the best Dave Matthews concert I've been to. The um, the sunset behind, because you're down in the gorge. It's the Columbia River, and it's about 2.5 miles down. It just keeps going down, keeps going down. You can't really see. It's just this long, 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 and all of a sudden you get to the bottom, and there's the river, and then the amphitheater's down there. And when you're in the seats, the sun goes behind the the stage. The moon went down behind the stage. The Big Dipper went down behind the stage. It was just so cool, surreal. And I remember during number 41, they played in the middle. The band played a solo. Each person played 10 minutes a solo, and it was a 41 minute solo on number 41. And I've been to a lot of Dave Matthews concerts, and that one was like 3.5 hours long. It was like over an hour longer than yeah, I think any other one I've been to. So you can just tell, like sometimes they're mystified by the place, and they just love playing there. So they're just like, we're playing, we're just gonna keep playing. And yeah, those are the things I'm glad I've done. Um, Great concerts. Like that Jerry guy was selling all those concert shirts from the 80's and 90's. He went to all of them. He was selling. Oh, he had some insane shirts. He still has a bunch of them left, but concert shirts, whew, that's cool. Yeah, I go to that one. If you're in the chat, if you're a Pink Floyd fan, he's more a Pink Floyd fan than I am. I'm a I'm a big fan. My favorite's Echo. I love Echoes. That guitar in the middle, and live at Pompeii. If you can handle them stuffing their faces and smoking cigarettes while they're eating and stuff. But watching him develop Dark Side of the Moon, that was. I remember the first time I saw live at Pompeii, and I saw him creating with the synthesizer and the keyboards. Like, wow, that is so cool. And then seeing him in the amphitheater in Greece, um, and it was a really good, the way they did the video and slowly went around them, and they acted like the video camera wasn't there, even though they had all that equipment inside of the. And then, of course, David Gilmour stills the show, playing, making it sound like a pterodactyl, whatever. He's got that. It makes it sound like a crazy bird. Studying his guitar, he's. I want to learn a Pink Floyd guitar solo just like anybody else, but it's ridiculous. He takes it to a completely different level, and I'm sure there's other guitarists that do it, but like every song is one bend, 1.5 bend, two and a half bends. It's not just the note. You have to know the bend of it. Because he plays one note and he plays four notes inside that note. So it makes it easier, but good Lord, David Gilmour. But yeah, Pink Floyd, you know, yeah, I love them. Yeah, you would have tackled him when he came out saying, "I'll back you up," solo acoustic at the end of the end of the stage. You probably would have turned down. That's funny. Yeah, Nana, you need to check it out. Me and Harry are always having there, and Kent's in there. Thanks for the laughs, Kent. I'm sure you give Tommy crap every time he talks about it. I was surprised that Tommy likes. He doesn't seem like a person that would really like Dave Matthews, but you know, each their own. He likes music. He likes a band that's playing right now out there. It's popular there, I think. Can't be crazy. Kent's funny as I wish he can come out. Wish he can come on. Wish he wouldn't have been a witness to something. Dang it! You can you can't come on, but you can take your. You don't have to have your picture up. They can track you that way, maybe. He also. That explains the name Matthews. Well, shit, I was gonna get off the air a long time ago. All right, thanks, y'all. I need to go run, but my pups need to run the energy off and jump in the river, and I'll join Record Crate tonight for sure. Um, it's always fun to get new information. I just love learning shit. I mean, you realize real quick you don't know anything when you find experts, that people that have given their life to it. So that's what I love about our community. We realize that we are freaks about we're so specialized, and it's good to find out what everybody else is freaky about. But anyway, later, go list. Yeah, I'm kidding. See you again. See you, everybody. Thanks for joining. Later. Grind on, friends.